It is night two of the road to WrestleMania in 1999, and we have two shows to review for this review. First off, Halftime Heat, which was not just the empty arena match, but there was a couple of other matches, and there was one segment. So we're going to review all of that, and then we will get into the February 1st, 1999 edition of Raw. Tro, how you doing?
I am doing great. The Denver Broncos are currently leading the those good old Falcons. I don't know what score, but I know that I have a feeling that they're going to end up winning.
Well, Tro, since we are doing halftime heat from the 1999 Super Bowl, you know what you got to do, right?
The Dirty Bird.
Yeah, you got to hit him with that dirty bird. Come on now.
If only I knew how to do it.
You tried to do it a couple of days ago. You say you've
Yeah,
been
it's not.
watching. You say you've been watching the game.
Oh,
Aren't you
obviously, I
watching?
mean, I've watched every single Falcons game and every single Broncos game leading up to. See, I've been on my own road too. We've been doing the road to WrestleManias, but I've been doing the road to this year's Super Bowl.
Yeah. Uh, so let's get this kicked off.
I,
First
I,
off, wait,
First,
go ahead.
I think that Peyton Manning kid has a future.
Oh yeah.
I think I think he's going to win a Super Bowl against the Bears in a couple of years from now.
Shut up.
Just a feel. And I think his first Super Bowl win will come at the cost of the Bears.
By the way, that's the 1-0 Bears to you, Mister 0-1.
Yeah, we'll see.
Can't
Seasons
even
restarts tonight.
can't even beat Sam Darnold, but okay. Um,
You better freaking hope that you guys sweep them.
yeah, well, we will. We will.
You better hope that you sweep them, Frank, because if you don't, it's gonna come back at you.
That
It's gonna
defense.
come back at you hard.
That defense is not about. Our defense is not about to lose to a quarterback named Sam Darnold. Trust me on that one.
We'll see.
But again, so with us being on the road to WrestleMania 15, the next show after this Raw would be the February 13th, 1999 Raw. We have reviewed that. That is the go home show to St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which means our next show will be SummerSlam 2016.
Of course.
No, our next show will obviously be St. Valentine's Day Massacre. So
Ooh.
be on the lookout for that.
Ooh, ooh,
Maybe
ooh.
tomorrow. I don't know. Again, we're trying to get a
Yeah, we're
couple.
trying to run through these.
Yeah, we're trying to get a couple out of the way. That's just this week alone. I don't know about tomorrow. I don't know about Saturday, but we will see. Hopefully, we can do St. Valentine's Day Massacre tomorrow, and then the show after, the Raw after on Saturday. Remember, I want to do a Saturday show because I want to have Mohammed in the comments for one of these shows, one of these added to our WrestleMania 15 Road to shows. But we'll see about that. I believe that we are going to be starting the positive spin next Saturday because Mohammed asked if we were going to be doing it this Saturday. I told him no. We're going to try to get that started on the Saturday after. So
And
let's get.
for those who don't know what the positive spin may be, because who knows who's watching this? Could be the first time you're ever watching this
That's
channel.
true. That's true.
Explain what the positive spin is.
So the positive spin will be me and Mohammed giving the positive spin on WCW back when Russo and Ferrara was the writers. We will be starting with Russo's first show, which was November 11th or something. It was somewhere around that in 1999. We start with Russo and Ferrara's first show. And I want to go up all the way to the end of 2000. We will review the pay-per-views as well. We're not going to do the Thunders. I'm not really down to do the Thunders. Christian in the comments says, "What's up? What's up, Christian?" But yeah, let's get into this. Halftime Heat. We start the show with Michael Cole in the empty arena. Now remember, not all of this show is in an empty arena. The show starts out in an arena with actual fans. I believe this was shot the same day as the prior week's Raw because I saw some very familiar signs from both shows. So I'm
And
guessing. Go ahead.
an empty arena, also known as a modern AEW show.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the Heat portion that was filmed in a arena with fans, I believe, was shot during that prior week's Raw, the same night, because of again similar signs, similar people. So Michael Cole, the show starts out. Michael Cole's in the empty arena, and he's kind of building up how the match is going to go and everything. Cool little way to start the show. Michael Cole always good at telling the story, building up the story like that. And now, if you remember how yesterday's review ended, China turned on Triple H. Well, we're kicking off Heat with China's introduction ceremony into the corporation. Tro, when have you ever didn't you once join the corporation? 2-year old Tro? I think I remember that.
Yes, I was a very yeah, I was a very sorry. I got a text message from my mother about Prime Video because she used my account and she's a Dolphin fan. So
Oh, so she wants to watch the game tonight.
yeah, she wants. She's like, make sure you have the Prime Video account set up. I'm like, I have Prime, so I'm pretty sure I'm set. No, of course I was part of the corporate ministry.
Yes. Right. By this point,
Well,
by the point you joined, they were the corporate ministry, not the
oh, of
corporation.
course,
Yeah.
of course. I'll cite him. I was actually the higher power.
Right. That's true. I remember that. You just came out.
Right? Well, you see, originally it was going to be me, and then
Right.
they said, "Oh, let's have Jake Roberts do it." But then they saw him at Heroes of Wrestling.
They were like, what
Wait,
about this Christopher Daniels kid?
what about this Christopher Daniels kid? And then Vince came in and said, "What if it's me? I'm the higher power. I'm the one who had my daughter sacrificed.
Vince said 2-year old Tro is too green.
He's too green. He's literally shitting his pants. Wait, I'm kind of into that crap.
Oh my god.
Wow,
So
that's
yeah,
such good shit."
oh my god. So China's introduction ceremony into the corporation. So Shane McMahon comes out with the corporation and introduces China. China comes out, says she carried DX, and what did she get for it? Absolutely nothing in return. She says at the Royal Rumble, Mr. McMahon came up to her and showed her the appreciation that she was looking for, and also gave her the almighty dollar as well, which kind of sealed the deal there. And she says now there's no reason to be in DX because she can buy and sell DX whenever she wants. If she saw fit, she could do it. Um, DX comes out. Triple H said, "Okay, Shane McMahon, you got one over on DX. It's not going to happen again." And then he says to China, China wanted to be treated equal, and DX did that, except the problem is we are not equal. Triple H says we, as in DX, are all males, and China is a female, and no
Therefore,
matter
she sucks.
yeah, no matter how much China wanted a set, I think you know what Triple H means by that. She can never get one. To which X Pac grabs the mic, says
Oh no.
he's gonna take the silver spoon out of Shane McMahon's mouth and shove it up his. To which Road Dogg grabs the mic and says, "Listen, we're on TV here. It's heat. You can't say that." And there's truth to that because there was a time where when at this point when Raw was like on Canada on TSN in Canada, they would like
Yeah.
cut away from chair shots, and I guess they did this on Heat too, since Heat was, I guess, it was a little too early, and it was a Sunday, so 7 p.m. Sunday, so they were kind of doing similar stuff. At one point, we have a nightstick shot in this show, and they immediately cut to Shane McMahon, who's on commentary. So, the, it's very weird. Um, so let's see. So the silver spoon. It says then X Pac says, hold on. Oh wait, I lost my spot here. Hold on, I'm gonna get it back. Oh yeah, Shane says he can take X Pac. Right, like he ain't worried about X Pac. He can take
Yeah.
X Pac, and then he makes a main event for tomorrow's Raw, and that's the very next show. It is going to be Kane and Triple H in a steel cage match. And then
Mm.
Shane McMahon says, China, do you got one more word for DX? She says, yeah, corporate. And that's the end of that segment. A really good way to kick off the show. I give this 10 out of 10. What do you think?
Triple H comes out and says, "Jokes on you, Shane. I'm gonna marry your sister later this year. I don't need China."
Yeah. So now we have Mankind arriving to the arena, and obviously, most wrestlers in a main event match are arriving in a limousine. Not Mankind. He arrives in a very old looking car. Looks like it could have been from the 70s. He's being driven. Well, the funny part is somebody's driving him. So he has like a limo driver, but, but it's in an old ass car and he's sitting in the front seat with the driver.
He
We have,
paid good money for that car, mind you.
yeah, well, he saves his money. That's why he had the old car. We
Yeah,
have,
Geico.
yeah, we have Jeff Jarrett versus Big Boss Man. So these next couple of matches here is just building up that tag match. This is not much of a match. After the match, Boss Man hit Jarrett with the nightstick. Like I mentioned, they cut to Shane McMahon, who was on commentary. Shane McMahon was on commentary for all the Heat episodes at this time, although he is not the one who commentates the empty arena match. We'll get to that soon. Uh, a limo pulls up now. Oh, what did you think about Jarrett and Bossman?
It's a throwaway match.
A throwaway match, but building up to
Well,
a
yeah,
tag match. A limo then pulls up. Like I said, the main event guys normally come out to limos, just not Mankind. A limo pulls up. It is Rock and Mr. McMahon. They're coming out. They are, of course, arriving to the empty arena, just like Mankind was. And now we once again have the second part of that tag team match. We have Ken Shamrock taking on Owen Hart. To me, another throwaway match. I give 1 star. What do you think, Ken Shamrock and Owen Hart?
it's just used to fill up time on the show.
Right. It's funny, too, because what happens? Remember the Super Bowl with the Ravens and 49ers when the lights went out?
Yeah,
What if that happened here? And before, like right before halftime, they keep telling you throughout the show, like, folks, as soon as they go to halftime, we're gonna get to the empty arena match. So what happens if something like that
yeah.
prevents halftime from starting when it's supposed to?
When you started that comment with when you remember when the Ravens versus I was about to say, is he really about to fucking bring up the Ravens against Giants again?
No, no. Yeah, that's I thought about that the whole time watching this show, and they're like, well, as soon as we get to halftime, they're gonna deliver this match. Like, did they have matches lined up like back in the '80s? There'd always be like certain they'd say storyline wise in WCW at least they'd be like, if this match doesn't go as long as we think it is, we have replacement matches lined up. Did WWE do something like that where they had, okay, if something happens in the halftime happens a little later, you guys go out and have a match together. I wonder if they had something like that.
Just keep stalling. Oh,
But
and please walk as slowly as possible to
so
the
now
ring.
so now we have the world premiere of WWE's infamous Super Bowl commercial, a very popular commercial that we're going to see a lot during this review. Have you've seen this commercial, right, from
Of
1999?
course.
Yeah, it's a funny commercial. Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Surprised they haven't done one since though.
No, they haven't. Maybe one day they'll do one. So now we get to the main event, not of this review, but the main event of our first show, Halftime Heat, the empty arena match. Rock, who is your champion, taking on Mankind for the WWE title. This match was fun. I don't care what the wrestle crap guys say. This match was fun. I really enjoyed it. They brawled all around the arena. Rock, when they went to catering, Rock's got like popcorn. Well, the popcorn comes in from the kitchen before catering, but Rock is like, your Mankind starts beating Rock with popcorn. Rock gets the popcorn. Then they're in catering, and the popcorn's like laying all over the floor. And Mister the unsanitized Great One picks some of the popcorn up off the floor, eats a little bit. He's like, too much salt. And he stomps on Mankind, and so he's beating up Mankind over at catering, and he's like trying the food, and he's like, this sucks. It's too whatever he said, too mild. Yeah, he's like, this is mild. And he just keeps on beating up Mankind. Or actually, when he said this is mild, Mankind came out and actually attacked Rock. It was a really entertaining match. The reason why the Wrestle Crap guys put it in their Wrestle Crap Hall of Fame is because of the ending where the forklift, and it's like, what's so wrong with the forklift finish? Like, obviously, Mankind's trying to win the title. He's going to do whatever he can. There's no way The Rock's going to get up from this being piled under this
It
forklift.
does look a little weird when it's happening though, because
Yeah,
they have like a camera on the forklift, and you see it's like almost as if you are the forklift that is covering for
I
the.
I like that shot though, because you get a nice shot of Rock's reaction. That was a cool little shot.
I think my favorite part of the match is when someone legitimately
Oh
calls and Rock picks it up.
yeah, Rock was tremendous during this match because obviously he knew no crowd, so he's got to do his shtick all throughout the match, and he did a great job. Um, I
Yes.
I give the title match, the empty arena match, the first in WWE history. I give it 4.5 stars, and I give it the match of both shows, the match of the review, we'll call it. Overall, what did you think of Rock and Mankind?
Oh, I thought it was great, and it's awesome to have Mankind win. I liked how after he won, he's like, "Yo, Adrian, I did it again."
Yes, the Rocky reference from Mankind.
And Vince McMahon just freaking out over about it on commentary.
So overall rating for Heat out of 10, I give it 8.5. What do you give it, Churro?
I give it about a 7 out of 10.
That's fair. That's fair. Again, those two matches in the middle
Yeah,
kind of bring it down a little, but the
we're
two other
stalling, we're stalling, we're stalling.
the opening segment and the opening match though make this a great show. 8.5, I give it. So Raw, February 1st, 1999. We kicked the show off with Shane McMahon telling Boss Man, Shamrock, and Test that Mr. McMahon and hang on 1 second, Math and Makeup. Hi boys. Hey, what's up, Math and Makeup? That's a interesting name. That's a cool little name, even though I gotta be honest, math was not my favorite subject. What about
No,
you?
I was more of a history person.
Yeah, I was more like English. That was more for me. It was like English, and I
See,
think history too. Yeah, history was a fun subject.
yeah, see, they say that people will like if you're good in history, you'll also be good in English, and if you're good in math, you'll also be good in science. But
Right.
like they very rarely like intersect with being good. Like you're really good at two certain subjects and then horrible at the other two.
Yeah, yeah. That's essentially it. Math and science were my two
Yeah,
least favorites.
I was bad in math. I was bad in math, and I was bad in science too.
There you go.
Mostly because science sometimes involved math. I'm like, the fuck is this? I don't want to do math and science. I hate both subjects equally.
So again, we kick off the show. Shane McMahon, Boss Man, and Shamrock. Shane McMahon tells Boss Man, Shamrock, and Tess that Mr. McMahon is on a special assignment. He's in Austin, or Victoria, Texas, to provoke. He's looking to provoke Stone Cold Steve Austin, because if Stone Cold Steve Austin provokes McMahon and attacks, or if Stone Cold Steve Austin attacks Mr. McMahon, then the contract for St. Valentine's Day Massacre is null and void, and Austin will be fired. So Shane McMahon says with Mr. McMahon gone, that makes him the boss for tonight. And he says Rock is out signing at a personal signing. He'll be here in about 20 minutes, but where's Kane? And Test, Boss Man, and Shamrock are like, well, I don't know. I'm not watching the guy. To which Shane McMahon's like, are you seriously telling me that you guys are allowing him to come to the arena by himself? It's like, but don't worry about it because we're up. Meaning, they're kicking off the show in the ring. So like, let's go. They walk through the curtain, and as they're walking through a curtain, Boss Man bumps into Pretty Mean Sisters, mostly bumps into Terry because she's the one who's like directly right in front of him. And Boss Man says to Terry, say excuse me, you bitch.
Just the way he says it. Just out of the blue, like I could totally see him just saying that legitimately.
Now remember, if you now go back to the last review we did on that last Raw, remember what Terry and Jacqueline, the angle that they're in, because this segment to kick off the show is going to continue that angle. It's going to, well, you'll see what happens later tonight. So now we have Corporation in the ring to kick off the show. Shane McMahon thanks the group for supporting him in the ring, but he says he's not X-Pac. He doesn't need he's supporting him to the ring, by the way. I mean, he came to the ring and he had them like security guards coming and walking him to the ring.
Well, I thought you meant supporting the ring as in they're holding up the ring right now. just the big boss man and Shamrock just holding up the ring like we got it done, Simba.
He says, but I'm not X-Pac. I don't need like DX coming to the ring to me every night and protecting me. So you guys can go along. It's kind of funny how at the to kick off the show, he's like, guys, let's go. We're up. And then he's like, no, you guys can stay in the back. You guys can stay.
Lost in this is that right now Kane is somewhere driving in a car by himself with the voice box thing. How do I get to the arena? Fuck, I made a wrong turn.
Turn your blinker on, asshole.
Get out of the fucking left lane, you stupid bitch.
So
no wonder he's gonna piss me when he comes in.
So Shane, after letting the corporation know, he now lets the fans know that his dad, Mr. McMahon, is not here tonight because he's in Victoria, Texas, to provoke Austin and get him fired. He says, but if Austin somehow shows restraint, then Shane feels sorry for him because Mr. McMahon is going to whoop his ass from pillar to post in that cage match, which will be, again, our next review, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And, again, the main event for tonight, as we heard on Heat, will be a cage match. So there is a cage directly above the ring which Shane is standing in. So Shane orders for that cage to come down because he wants to demonstrate, essentially, what Mr. McMahon is going to do to Austin if this main event ends up happening, if Austin shows restraint. Well, as the cage is coming down, we get a nice little shot of somebody sitting on top of it, and that would be X-Pac. Uh-oh. Not good for Shane McMahon. As this is going on, Shane McMahon is continuously talking, as the cage is coming down, and then we cut to a brawl between DX and the corporation. We get a second hot shot of it for like a second, and they cut back. The cage is now pretty much down, and Shane McMahon is continuing to talk before he turns around and he sees X-Pac. X-Pac jumps down. Shane is like, well, okay, if you want to go, then let's go. Shane takes his jacket suit off, and he runs up to X Pac, and X Pac just decks him. And he's in the corner. Shane is in the corner, down in the corner, and X Pac just starts beating the hell out of him. Then all of a sudden, China comes out. She gets into the cage. X Pac is like, I don't want to hurt you. Like she's still DX in his mind. So
Yeah.
he turns back around and gets ready to start pummeling Shane again. But then, just like how we went off the air last week, except last week it was Triple H, China gives a low blow to X Pac, and Shane McMahon and China jump on X Pac, and then they go. The segment essentially ends with after X Pac has been beat down, China China and Shane are hugging. China is confront. You know, she's hugging.
Confronting.
No, not confronting.
Comforting.
Comfort,
Confronting.
comforting. Thank you.
Comforting.
She's comforting Shane. I think Shane McMahon somehow got a busted lip in the whole thing. So they leave the ring. I give the segment a 10 out of 10. What'd you think of the segment?
I thought it was a good segment, but do you notice what kind of cages they're using right now?
The silver, the old school silver.
They're using the old silver one,
Yep.
but at the St. Valentine's
Paper,
Massacre,
yeah. It's the
they
blue
have
one.
they have the blue one painted black.
Oh
But
yeah, right. Right, yeah.
that's only really because that's only so they can do the spots that they do. Because
Right.
little hard to do it on little hard to do what they're going to do in a chain link fence.
Right.
Those old blue cages is apparently they hit harder, but they
Yeah.
were much easier to climb to do stuff like that.
Right. So, like I said, we were going to see the Super Bowl commercial a couple times during this review. We see it again for the second time, and then we cut to Victoria, Texas. McMahon, Patterson, and Briscoe at Victoria, Texas, in a bar looking for Austin. McMahon walks up the well. First of all, I think Patterson and Briscoe were originally in the restroom, and McMahon's like, "Come on, guys, we gotta go. We gotta go." They come out of the restroom. They got like cowboy hats on. They're dressed like Texans. And Mr. McMahon says that they look ridiculous. To which Patterson says, "But Mr. McMahon, we're in Texas."
But Mr. McMahon, we're in Texas.
Yeah. And Briscoe says he's been. Oh, first off, Mr. McMahon says follow his lead because he knows how to handle people like this. And Briscoe says, "Well, I've been whooping Texans my whole life." To which Mr. McMahon says, "Well, good because we may have to whoop a couple tonight."
I really liked that because it is lost in the whole Jared Briscoe
I mean,
um,
Patterson, and Briscoe.
Patterson and Briscoe dynamic, but these two used to be ass kickers.
Yes,
Not together, but separately.
right,
These guys used to be ass kickers. So when Briscoe is saying, "Oh, I've beaten a couple Texans in my lifetime," it's like, "Oh yeah, we can't forget that this guy. This guy used to kick people's ass for a living." So,
but at this point, they were in a very very good
well,
situation.
yeah,
Added to there because they were a really good comedy act. What I immediately thought when Briscoe said that was, how would his current podcast co-host feel about hearing Briscoe say that?
yeah.
You know who his podcast co-host is, right?
Is it Conrad Thompson?
No, it's not that guy. It's
I
Bradshaw.
think. Oh, it is Brad. That's right.
Yeah. How would
Well,
JBL?
Bradshaw's from New York, so it doesn't matter.
Ah, well, he was born in Texas, though.
Well, he left that Lone Star State to live in New York in a penthouse.
So now Mr. McMahon walks up to the bartender. Well, he walks up to the bar and goes over to the bartender and says, "Hey, Toots, have you seen Stone Cold?" to which
Ugh.
to which the bartender says, "I reckon I have not." Mr. McMahon says, "You reckon? Listen, where I come from, we don't reckon." It's either a yes or a no. And this, what happens next, is going to be a theme for Patterson and Briscoe tonight. The bartender pulls a shotgun out. She must be a big shotgun Saturday night fan.
Of course. Now Vince McMahon says, "This is bartender. That's not very wise."
but but first, the bartender says, "Well, I reckon you get the hell out of here." To which, to which McMahon is like, "What the hell is wrong with you guys?"
Just the fuck of this man. Like such an evil bastard, even at this point. He's like, the fuck is wrong with you guys? You pull out a shotgun. But it's also true because like he's from fucking Connecticut.
Yeah,
And whenever we go down to like Texas or Florida, we hear like y'all
yeah.
and reckon it's like the fuck are you speaking?
Um, so Vince says, "I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna find Austin," and he ends up leaving the bar in fear. Obviously, Patterson and Briscoe and Vince, Mr. McMahon, all in fear. I give this segment 8 out of 10. Good comedy here, and again, good way to build up, not just the pay-per-view match, but just build up Austin trying to find, or excuse me, McMahon trying to find Austin. What do you think of this segment?
I thought I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Billy Gunn taking on Val Venus with Ken Shamrock on commentary. This match was really just to build up what we were getting with the Intercontinental title at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Shamrock runs in after being essentially made fun of by Jerry Lawler on commentary the whole time. He hits Val Venus with a chair, and then he runs away, or he's escorted away by the referees. Billy Gunn ends up with the chair, and just like last week, now all of a sudden Val Venus thinks, well, it was Billy Gunn who hit him with the chair. They brawl a little, and that's the end of that. I give the match 2.5 stars. Again, not much of a big match there, just building up to the pay-per-view. What did you think?
I think Val Venus is a fucking idiot, but also, but now let's get into actually what he did in this match.
Well,
No, but he is pretty stupid because
I will say this.
wouldn't it feel like common sense that Ken Shamrock
Right.
would try to hit you with a chair given what you've done to his kayfabe sister? Like, what reason does Billy Gunn have to hit you?
Yeah.
I'm the real ass man here, motherfucker.
I will say this. I do not agree with a lot of the shit that Val Venus spews on his social media. I'm a fan of the character, but it doesn't just like with JBL. Val Venus doesn't seem like the guy you'd want to hang out with, even though JBL. Same thing with JBL. Great character, but doesn't seem like a guy you'd want to hang out with.
You don't want to do Border Patrol with JBL?
If we're shooting a segment for SmackDown, yeah, I would love to do that.
This is JBL's country.
So now we have Mankind backstage with Max Mini, and I guess Max Mini's handler. I guess Mankind pays the handler $475 of Rock's money. Remember last week, Rock was given the trust fund money by Mr. McMahon, but Mankind stole the money. He has the money here. He's paying $475 for Max Mini. Who's Max Mini ever beat? I think Mankind, even if it's not his money, he's wasting the money here. 470.
My favorite part is when Mankind, after he buys this human person, which you're not allowed to do, he says, my son will love him, and then he goes Gucci.
It was a funny segment. I give it about 6.5 out of 10 though. Not a horrible segment, but it was fun.
Man, I wonder whatever happened to Max Mini. I hope hope Mankind took good care of him.
Mankind sold them to Paul Bearer, and they're both watching Buffy right now.
Well, I don't think I think one of them is.
Well, yeah.
Unless Max Mini's dead, who knows?
Rock.
Mankind wasn't feeding him. Damn
Oh boy. Oh boy. You mean he wasn't feeding them no Chef Boyardee?
it. What was it called? It was beefaroni.
Yeah, beefaroni.
Beefaroni with Booker T. The spinneroonie, whatever.
Beefy.
Beefy.
Yeah, Mankind did those commercials before, way before Booker T.
He's not a macho man. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Now we have Rock backstage. Immediately after that segment, Rock is complaining to Mr. McMahon, who's still obviously in Victoria, Texas, looking for Austin. He says, "Look, Mankind is spending my money, Mr. McMahon. This is horrible." And Mr. McMahon says, "Don't worry about it. There's plenty more where that came from." Rock says, "Well, I see what I have to do now. I'm going to have to go take care of my own business." Now we have Deborah on stage. Oh, well, what do you think about this segment here?
I was half expecting The Rock to say, "Can you believe that he only bought Max Mini for that much money? I would have paid more."
I give that segment an 8 out of 10. We have Deborah on stage with Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly says that most people believe that she's responsible for Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett's rise. And she says, of course she is. With with their ability and her irresistibility, nobody stands a chance against Owen and Jarrett. Mark Henry comes out and gives her a rose and says, "Pleasure is his middle name." And they flirt a little before Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart come out and jump Mark Henry. What do you think about this segment here?
I thought it was fine. I'm not a huge fan of the whole PMS stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh,
I just don't like the whole miscarriage, not miscarriage crap.
right. This wasn't PMS though.
Was it? No, no,
No,
it wasn't
this is
PMS.
Deborah.
So I was
Right.
completely wrong.
Yeah,
Freaking
that's all right. That's right.
segment. Spoilers for later on. No, I thought this
Two
was
segments.
fine.
That's 2 segments.
Two segments away. Um, I thought
I
this was a fine segment.
I enjoyed this Mankind giving away money segment a little more. It's just a little funnier. It's like
Yeah,
Mankind's becoming a scammer. He's backstage with Kurgan and he's trying to sell stock to Kurgan. He's explaining why it would be great. Kurgan's like, I don't have any money. So Mankind just pulls out a gut stash. He's like, here you go. Here's a way to start.
mankind's like, now this is gonna sound crazy, but this thing called Bitcoin, you wanna buy into it now. It's gonna be huge, I swear. This Yahoo, this Google is gonna be huge in a couple of years. I promise you, Kurgan, you're gonna be the richest man in the world.
He is trying to scam Kurgan out of buying stock by having him buy stock. I give this 9 out of 10. I enjoyed the Max Mini segment, but this to me was just funnier. I don't know why. Uh, they flash back, like I said, 2 segments away. So here we go. They flash back to when D'Lo cost Terry her baby, and again we go back to the beginning of the show. Say you're sorry, bitch, or watch what. Well, that's what he said, right? Say you're sorry, bitch, next time, or something like that. So PMS comes out with D'Lo, and Terry reminds D'Lo of what just happened earlier, and she says tells Boss Man, come out here so D'Lo can make you his bitch. D'Lo is reluctant here. He doesn't want to do this, but obviously he feels so bad for what happened that he feels like he has to. And then the match ends with PMS costing D'Lo the match as they walk away. And Boss Man is attacking D'Lo Brown with the nightstick. There's no cutaway as he's doing it because this is Raw, not Heat. So we actually do see a nightstick attack on one of these shows we're reviewing here.
Now some kid is gonna see that and do it to his brother.
So, so Mark Henry comes out and saves the day, and there will be more on that segment a little later. I give this match 2.5. I understand that Tro does not enjoy this segment, or excuse me, this storyline. I thought this was a solid storyline, and the big reveal coming up is going to be really good too.
Well, like we got D'Lo who's feeling bad
Yeah,
for what he thinks he did,
right.
but then like later on this year, I think it's later on this year, either that or early 2000, he actually legitimately does something that he still regrets to this day. It's like,
Yeah,
no, D'Lo,
obviously,
I want to feel bad for you still.
obviously WWE didn't know that was going to happen. It was
Well,
99. It was
obviously.
it was October 10th. Well, that was the air date. I think October 10th or October 5th actually. October 5th was the air date of the show where D'Lo Brown sadly paralyzed draws, not on purpose, obviously.
Well, obviously,
Um,
that was a mistake that they said they both made. Like, it's no one's real fault. They both kind of fucked up there.
that match took place at the old barn. You remember that
Yeah,
place? That's where that
yeah.
took place.
Donald Trump's there right now.
Is he?
Yes.
Well, that's the new barn though. It
No,
looks totally different.
no, he's at the Coliseum.
Yeah, it's new. It looks totally different. It doesn't look like
It's
the
the
way it looked back
same. You just take off the metal. It's the same shit.
then. We head back to Victoria, Texas. Patterson and Briscoe hit on a couple of women by the pool table, and when it looks like the women are enjoying this, the woman who's got a pool stick in her hand, she just walks up to Patterson and knees him right in the below area. Maybe that's why Patterson didn't like women. I don't know. Um, and then after that, Patterson is like selling the knee, and McMahon comes over and he says, "Look, I found Austin. We gotta go. We gotta go." I give a segment 7 out of 10. What do you think?
I kind of wish we could have found out how Vince McMahon found out where Austin was gonna be. Though
Yeah,
I want more Vince McMahon Texas
this stuff was
interaction.
this stuff was great. It was so great that 2000, 2001, 2003, 4 years later, they did something similar with Eric Bischoff trying to find Austin in Bandera, Texas.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
is,
whatever you need to find Austin, apparently you just have to look at a bar because even in 2001,
yeah, yeah.
when Vince wanted like I wonder if Vince McMahon had to go to bar after bar in that scenario too.
He did find Austin in a bar.
I want
The
the old Stone Cold back.
the
Damn
Raw
son, okay.
the Raw in 2003 was the somewhat infamous Raw that started off with Bischoff on the phone, and even if you were watching this live on Spike TV with the English commentary, you heard the Spanish commentators talking over Bischoff and Sean Morley's conversation. A big
No,
mistake.
no, no.
That mistake cannot be seen on the network, but I believe for some reason, even though the mistake's not on the network, JR apologizing later in the night is actually on
What is he apologizing for?
so
Sorry, the show sucks up to this point, folks. I'm so sorry. That opening segment sucked.
so so now we have Blue. Oh, and this is clearly a direct shot at WCW, by the way. Blue Meanie comes out dancing on stage for TV producers who are looking for the next Raw boy. Blue Meanie trying out to be I guess, the first ever Raw boy.
We never got that role point, now did we?
And then Goldust comes from behind and attacks Blue Meanie. They end up going all the way into the ring, and Meanie sets him up for Goldust sets Meanie up for the Shattered Dreams. He hits him, and on commentary, I believe it was Michael Cole, says that all this was payback. If you remember last week, that hardcore tag team match ended with Blue Dust, as he was known as last week, hitting somebody over the head, hitting one of the guys over the head with the head, and they all fall down, and like the head ends up with back with Al Snow. The Blue Meanie had, or Blue Dust had head because Goldust stole it. Well, this was payback for Blue Meanie stealing back head for Al Snow. I give the segment a 7 out of 10. Obviously, clear shot at WCW with the Royal Boy.
They didn't do that as often in '99 by '99 though, because at
Right.
that point they were like, well, WCW is going down the shitter.
Yeah.
We're doing business good, so we don't really have to acknowledge our puny competition.
As Vince
Despite
always said,
WCW did.
yeah, as Vince always said, when you're number two, you mention number one. When you're number one, you don't worry about number two. That's
Yeah.
essentially what goes on there. And you saw that too. Mr. McMahon believed in that truthfully because when he was number two, they did the Billionaire Ted skits, which I absolutely love. I love the Billionaire Ted skits; they were hilarious. Um, in '97, they made fun of, and this is one that blew up in their face. They made fun of the Nitro episode where it was Giant versus Hogan in the main event, and the show and the match ended up only being showed by during commercials of Robin Hood. So the WWE started poking fun for at least a couple of weeks after that. That there'll be no bait and switch tonight. There'll be no bait and switch tonight. And then what happens? Literally a couple of weeks later, Thursday Raw Thursday, Shawn Michaels versus Sid for the WWE title. Bait and switch. Shawn Michaels lost his smile. That one blew up in
Not,
their face.
not their fault. He lost his.
It may
He
not be
lost
their
his
fault.
smile.
It may not be their fault, but it's still a just a bad look that they made fun of a bait and switch for weeks, only to have a bait and switch happen.
Well, it's funny because you're right. The number two always mentions the number one.
Right.
That's why. Hold on.
Oh, I thought that was my mic for a second.
Text
I'm like, I can't hear him.
info. No, that was mine. That's why AEW always mentions WWE whenever they can.
Right. I mean, WWE.
So
I may not.
I'm gonna freeze up for a sec. I'm gonna freeze up for a second, but I'm still here. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I may not follow pro wrestling anymore, but obviously WWE is number one, and it is going to be very hard for anybody to overtake WWE. I don't think AEW ever will. Uh, there definitely isn't a promotion right now. It doesn't look like that will ever be able to do that. Um, I've always hoped that there'd be at least a company that would give WWE a legitimate push the way WCW did, because I feel like when two promotions are going at it, as we saw at this time, I mean, WWE, when they're pushing into a corner, they're gonna come out and guns a blazing and putting on the best shows they can. That's why I've always wanted. I don't want WWE to go out of business, but I want somebody to push them the way WCW did. We're still waiting for Tro here. The next segment is going to be D'Lo getting checked on, and this has D'Lo Brown, a doctor checking on him, obviously, and Mark Henry is sitting there, and he tells D'Lo that he needs to get away from PMS. This miscarriage was not D'Lo's fault. Um, he shouldn't. Pregnant lady should not be in the ring and should not be anywhere near the ring. First of all, and that's when the doctor says, "Pregnant lady, who's pregnant?" And Mark Henry is like, "Well, don't you know Terry Reynolds is pregnant or was pregnant?" And the doctor said, "Terry Reynolds was never pregnant." And that's when Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown are like, "What? What are you talking about?" And D'Lo Brown used a insider term. He said, "Doc, shoot with me here. Was Terry Reynolds ever pregnant?" To which the doctor says no. D'Lo Brown says, "How in the world could you possibly have known this?" The doctor says that he repeatedly ran checks on Terry Reynolds, and she was perfectly fine. She was perfectly normal, excuse me. So she was never pregnant. Uh, and that's when Mark Henry looks at D'Lo Brown and says, "See, they're playing you." And I give that segment a 9 out of 10. We're gonna have to wait for Tro now. I don't know where he is. I don't want to continue the segments here without him. We're gonna have to wait for him here. I don't know what happened. All right, so I'll continue here, and when Tro comes back, we'll just get right back to that D'Lo segment. But That's now I lost my damn spot. Okay, here we go. So next we have Draws versus Kurgan. Uh, Draws once again comes to the ring and yells for the oddities to get out of the ring, so Draws can go after Kurgan now. I give this match 1 star. I believe Draws got the match, won the match. Okay, yeah, Troll will be back in a minute. Draws attacks Kurgan after the match before the oddities run in. I just give that match 1 star. It wasn't really much of a match there. Victoria, Texas, once again. McMahon, Patterson, and Briscoe are eating at a restaurant, and now we got Tro back. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go right back.
I was kidnapped. I'm sorry. I was attacked by the insane clown posse.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go back a little now because I just decided to keep the show going.
You just rolling without me. I stall whenever you go. You just keep
I
rolling.
I didn't know what the hell to do. That's normally the plan.
I know.
But I get right back when whoever I'm with comes back, we go right back to where we were. So I gave my thoughts on this, but it's D'Lo getting checked on. Mark Henry says D'Lo needs to get away from the PMS as the miscarriage situation was not his fault, and that there's no place in the ring for a pregnant woman. To which the doctor says, "Pregnant woman? Who's pregnant?" And they say it was Terry Reynolds. Mark Henry says that, and to which the doctor says Terry Reynolds was never pregnant. So D'Lo Brown, using insider terms here, says, "Doc, shoot with me. Was she ever pregnant?" He says no. D'Lo says, "How do you know?" The doctor says, "I ran tests on her. She is not pregnant." And then Mark Henry looks at D'Lo and says, "See, they playing you." I gave that segment 9 out of 10. What did you think of this?
I thought it was a fine segment. Just Taylor Brown saying, "Shoot with me, Doc. She was fucking pregnant. That motherfucking bitch."
Draws versus Kurgan. Remember last week,
Oh
Came
boy.
out. Draws came out, kicked all the oddities out of the ring to have a match with George the Animal Steel. Now he's having a match with Kurgan. He kicks the rest of the oddities out of the ring. Although this week he is the only wrestler to kick the oddities out of the ring. The Rock did it as well last week. Again, not much of a match. I give it 1 star. Draws attacks Kurgan after the match before the oddities run in. What'd you think of Draws versus Kurgan? Kurgan, by the way, with some more money in his pocket after getting sold stock, or told by Foley that he needs to sell
What
stock.
was Kurgan the one who was the earthquake?
No, no, no. Kurgan was like the big guy.
Kurgan was the big one, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I forget which one was earthquake.
Earthquake. I wasn't he the guy in the mask with the
Yeah, he
Cartman?
was the one. Yeah, he was the one with the mask with the Cartman. Because if he didn't have his mask on, everyone would be like, "Oh my god, it's the earthquake!" or "It's the shark from WCW."
So now we go to Victoria, Texas. This is exactly where I was when you came in. So you're all caught up here. Mr. McMahon, Patterson, and Briscoe are eating. McMahon says this is the place where Austin eats. So when he arrives, he is going to, be shocked. He's going to be like, "What the hell are they doing here?" And then Mr. McMahon is like, "What the hell is this food?" To which, Pat Briscoe calls over the waitress. He's like, "Do you know who this is? This is Mr. McMahon." I can't do it the way Briscoe does it.
Mr. McMahon.
He says, and he's not happy with the order. So Briscoe berates the waitress before the waitress takes a little plate of what I think was sauce, and she dumps it on Briscoe's cowboy hat. And that's the end of that segment. I give that 8.5 out of 10. Again, these Victoria, Texas segments really were like the best, some of the best segments on the night. What do you think?
I find it really weird that Steve Austin has another night off. This is now 2 weeks in a row that this man is just not at the show. What the hell? This
And
man's at home.
he's finally going to be at the show next week, and we've already reviewed next week. So we're
Yeah,
really
yeah.
we're not getting Austin in the ring for any of this road to WrestleMania or road to, well, at least the St. Valentine's Day Massacre portion of Road to WrestleMania 15.
And not for nothing, Mr. McMahon is putting a lot of bucks on that Austin isn't at home, like just
Right.
drinking, just drinking normally, like watching Vince McMahon go to the bar, like you stupid son of a bitch, I'm at home, I'm at home, I don't want to go to the park tonight.
Yeah. Um, so now we have the Ministry of Darkness taking on the Brood. This wasn't really much of a match. The Acolytes ran in, and the Ministry attacked the Brood. By the way, this was a 3-on-2 handicap match because it was supposed to be a 6-man tag match, but the Undertaker stayed on the outside on his throne, watching from the stage.
I'm
So,
I'm not working tonight, brother.
so the Acolytes run in, attack the Brood with the other Ministry members. The Broods stop the referees. Remember this. The referees came in to try to stop all this, and the Brood was like, "Get out of the ring. We don't need you." So everybody's wondering what the heck's going on with that. And then the Undertaker gets up. He comes into the ring looking on at what's going on, and Bradshaw gets a noose, ties it around Gangrel's neck, and has him on the apron with the noose on his neck. And Undertaker grabs Gangrel by the head, holds it there for a second, and then pushes Gangrel off of the apron. And boy, if they had Kurt Angle in the arena that night, he may have never made his debut.
You know, this is a very sad segment because this would be the last time that we would get the proper Brood entrance with
Yeah,
the fire surrounding them, the awesome theme.
yeah. Like I said, remember the referees tried to save them and they pushed the referees out of the ring. That's foreshadowing. Now we have Mankind. This was like, it's a comedy segment, so I understand, but it's like it feels like so like out of nowhere and so like why? But Mankind walks up to Deborah and he's like, with the way you're wearing your suit with the chest popped out, it's like you could catch a chest cold, and that for you could be fatal. So he pulls out a sweater and he's like, "Here, take this sweater." And that's the end of the segment. I gave this a 5 out of 10. It's like it. I get the comedy, but it's like just feels like so random.
She's got big boobs. Get
Yeah.
it? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Now we have a video package. Oh, what do you think of this?
I thought it was a throwaway segment. I mean, it's just another excuse to have Mark Henry and on the screen.
Now we have a video package of the empty arena match. After that, Mankind comes out. He says after halftime heat, he doesn't feel good, and he truthfully doesn't really look good. But the last time he looked in the mirror, he damn sure looked like the new WWE champion. And Rock comes out. Rock says that he made Mankind say "I quit" not once, not twice, but three times in the "I Quit" Royal Rumble match. The Royal Rumble match that was an "I Quit" match, or excuse me, the WWE title match at Royal Rumble that was an "I Quit" match. That's a better way to put it.
And I quit Rumble Royal
Royal
Rumble match
an
where
"I Quit."
every entrance has to say I quit.
So Rock then says it took a forklift for Mankind to take that belt away at halftime heat. And then Rock says it's time to give the money back. He says the full amount of the money, which clearly it no longer was the full amount. We didn't know how much would be left, but Mankind reveals how much is left. He says there's only $73 left. So now the deal that was made on last week's Raw was that Mankind would give the money back right after the empty arena match. Mankind says he has changed his mind. He's not giving The Rock his money back, which at this point it's $73. Like Rock, what's Rock gonna do with
He
$73?
can buy food.
He could buy at least two of those shirts, which he says
Yeah.
the money that he had that he was supposed to have could have brought like five of those shirts, but those shirts were like $50. So okay, he could have brought one at least. Those like $50
Yeah.
shirts. They all belong to Jerry Lawler now, or at least most of them do. And
Yeah.
you would see that on some of the Ruthless Aggression era Raws, because Lawler would be on commentary with those shirts on.
These are overstocked, JR. We couldn't. No one wanted to buy a fucking pie shirt. You see Jerry Lawler with an always pounding ass shirt on.
And then Rock says he wants a last man standing match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Mankind accepts, and Rock says he is going to make Mankind realize that The Rock is the best WWE champion of all time. I give this segment 9 out of 10. What did you think?
I thought it was good, and I can't wait for the last man standing match.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll have a very happy ending,
we will,
satisfying ending.
we will be getting to that real soon. That's going to be the next show we review. For the third time on this review, we get the infamous Super Bowl commercial. So that means for the second time on this show, the
This
WWE
is a
folks,
2 hour show, by the way,
yeah,
folks.
yeah, the WWE is just chucking that Super Bowl commercial at everybody here.
Look at this! Look at this! We were in a Super Bowl commercial. We were in a Super Bowl commercial. We were in a fucking Super Bowl commercial.
This is another great Victoria, Texas segment. Uh, McMahon and the McMahon, Patterson, and Briscoe are at a gun range now, and McMahon says that Austin is definitely behind this door. There's a door in the gun range, and McMahon's like, he's definitely behind this door. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to run through this door, and I'm going to provoke him, and he's probably going to knock me down. To which that's when I'm going to run away, get the car, and you guys are going to jump Austin. And they're like, you want us to jump Austin? It's like, yes, I will get the car and you will jump Austin. And he opens the door after they went to break the first. This is like a two-part segment here, but they go to the break. They come back from break. Austin is still kind of hyping Patterson and Briscoe up, and then he goes to the door, and you see a guy, bald head, clearly, even though he has a hat on. You can tell he has a bald head because it's a
It's
back
you.
shot. No, it's not me. I do not have
Damn.
I did not have an Austin type back head. It's like completely bald. I'm not like Austin. Um,
It's Frank, guys. Hey, Frank.
the guy the guy is sitting in a chair, back facing the camera. He has an Austin 316 shirt on, an Austin hat on, and McMahon just walks up to him and says, "Austin, you chicken shit." To which the guy gets up. It's not Austin, and he has guess what he has in his hand?
A gun.
He He has a shotgun in his hand. He's like, "Who are you calling chicken shit? Are you looking for Austin? Or are you looking for a bullet?" To which, McMahon says, "No, we're looking for Austin." You know, and the guy is like, "Well, if you're looking for Austin, he is at the Arky Blues bar, which WWE has been there a couple of times." And they were there for this one. I believe Arky Blues is actually the same place where the 2003 Raw, where Bischoff was looking for him. I believe that's where it ended too. So Austin loves Arky Blues. I give this a 9 out of 10. What do you think?
I find it very, I find it very funny that just a few years ago, USA Network was having a problem with Brian Pillman having a gun,
Yeah,
and now they're at a fucking gun range.
and two people have pulled a gun on Mister Nick.
Here's a shotgun, and JR was like, "Oh no, the fake Austin has a gun. We gotta cut off."
It was,
I wonder if this is the same Austin, fake Austin that they had at the supermarket.
I don't know.
Who Booker T started beating up, thinking it was Austin from the guy.
Yeah. That was 3 years apart, man. WWE and USA have changed dramatically. USA has finally just put their hands up and said, "Well, it gets us viewers, so go ahead."
Fuck it. If you want to kill Vince McMahon on screen, do it.
So now we have they do that about almost a decade later.
Well, yeah, and then real shit. Then the other crap happens. Stop that.
Yeah, hardcore tag match. Road Dogg and Al Snow taking on the Acolytes. This is my match of the night. I give it 3.5 stars. Viscera comes in, so half of the match is taking place backstage. Al Snow's half is the one taking place backstage. Road Dogg's half is the one taking place in the ring. Viscera comes in, attacks Al Snow, and Road Dogg ends up getting beat in the ring. And after the match, the Ministry is in the ring with 3 druids. 3 key number. 3 druids. How many members of the Brood are there?
Well, if you add Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Michael Hayes, about 6.
Well, Edge and Christian's Brood. How many members of Edge and Christian's Brood are there?
Well, then in that case, just Edge and Christian, because you said Edge and Christian's Brood.
But what about the other guy? There's another guy. Who's the leader of the Brood?
Blackula.
So that would mean how many members?
Well, you see, Frank, math wasn't my strong suit, but I'm gonna say 3.
That's right. And how many druids are there in this segment?
Oh my God! They kidnapped Vince McMahon, Briscoe, and Patterson. Jesus, good God Almighty! The higher power is crazy.
So the Ministry comes out with the druids. Undertaker is once again watching on the outside. The Acolytes are standing next to 2 of the Brood. They're standing like right behind 2 of the druids. I couldn't see who the third guy was, but all 3, including the Acolytes, pull the wool over the head, and it is revealed that the druids are Edge, Christian, and Gangrel, the Brood. And now,
son of a bitch!
And now we know why the Brood told the referees to leave the ring. They were getting gang initiated in.
Yeah, pretty cool how Edge and Christian are just totally okay with being kidnapped and getting their ass kicked. Even though I think it was on the SmackDown pilot where they first spoke.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Gangrel spoke, Christian didn't.
Yeah.
That was a horrible segment. But I guess at some point Gangrel must have spoken to the Undertaker or one of the other members. If you ever heard Gangrel speak, he has a list.
Yeah.
So.
The Edge promo was when they realized Edge is the guy in Edge and Chris, because the first time they heard him speak, they're like, "This is the guy."
Yeah, well, it wasn't even a good promo. We are. He put on a fucking voice. We are who we are. Creatures of the night. Christian just looks at the microphone like, "Oh, that fucking sucked. Here you go, here you go." And Gangrel has a fucking. This is what everyone finds out that Gangrel has. What it's like. So, before we weren't allowed to talk, it was forbidden by the Undertaker. But now I'm back and I'm speaking to you, fucking succotash.
so so now we have a Saint Valentine's Day Massacre commercial, a pretty cool one.
Ooh,
You got
boop-a-doo.
Valentine's Day music playing in the background, and they're building up like this heat feud between Mr. McMahon and also it's kind of a funny commercial. Road Dogg is seen walking backstage after this hardcore match. He finds Al Snow. He's like, "Where the hell were you?" To which Al Snow says, "Where the hell were you?" Al Snow lets Road Dogg know, "I got attacked by this big giant. Like, where the hell were you to help me?" And then that is when Road Dogg hits Al Snow in the back with a chair. And I'd give that an 8 out of 10. What do you think of this segment?
I can't believe Road Dogg would do such a horrible thing to freaking poor Al Snow. Al Snow was looking for him and he wasn't there.
Yeah. We have one final Victoria, Texas segment. McMahon has finally found him. He's in Arky Blues. McMahon walks over to the bar. Austin seated at the bar, and McMahon once again goes with the chicken shit line, and he's just yelling at Austin, hit me, you chicken shit, hit me." To which Austin gets up and says, "I'm not gonna hit you, not until the pay per view when it's legal." And then he tells Mr. McMahon, "But these kind of people, as you call them, remember the first segment, they can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter to me." So Austin leaves because he says, "I'm going back home to drink." And Patterson, Briscoe, and McMahon all are fearing away. They're backing up as all these Texans from the bar are getting ready to kick their ass. That is when the segment ends. I give that a 10 out of 10. What you think of this segment of the night?
I thought it was a very good ending to the pretty much the whole storyline of the night. I feel like this could have all been avoided if they had just gotten Whataburger.
Yeah.
You haven't had Whataburger, so you don't know what it can do. It can change lives, Frank.
Well, well, have you been to California? Is that how you know what have you tried Whataburger?
No, Whataburger's from Texas.
Oh, Whataburger's from. Oh, okay. So you've been to Texas.
Inside Out Burger is the stupid California crap.
Right. So you've been to Texas. You've tried
Yeah, Whataburger is great. We need one for New York. We're New Yorkers. We don't get all this cool shit. All we get is normal shit like Chick-fil-A and
well,
Checkers.
what about Five Guys? Five Guys is a great burger joint.
Five Guys has the best chocolate shakes.
I think they have the best burgers in my opinion.
No, Shake Shack has the best burgers.
I love Shake Shack too. I'd say that was a very close second.
And I don't know if it's the burgers themselves or it's the bread that they use for the buns, but that is fucking quality ass burgers.
So now it's
No
me.
wonder the lines at City Field are outside the door.
Yeah, I once went to a doubleheader against the Phillies in 2011, and these Philly fans came up to me and asked, I can't remember. They were asking me like what the best food was, although I think they were asking for like healthy choices, which like I had no idea. But I was like, well, the best place to go, in my opinion, is Shake Shack. They have good burgers. That's all I could tell them. Like,
You want the healthy choice? Here's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a double hamburger, extra cheese, extra onions. Then you can get a black and white chocolate shake with Oreo cream, and buy about 15 overpriced bottles of soda for 20 ounces.
so now we have the main event, a steel cage match between Triple H and Kane. I give this a 3.5 star match. China interferes, low blowing Triple H for the second week in a row, and Tro is frozen. Let's see if we can get Tro back here. Yes, okay, Tro is back. So I give this 3.5 stars. You have China coming in low below Triple H as he is trying to get out of the ring. And after the match, if I remember correctly, I believe Kane won. So after that, the show goes off the air with China wishing Triple H a happy Valentine's Day. So I give this show an 8.5 out of 10. This wasn't necessarily one of the stronger Raws of '99. Normally, and it wasn't a bad show at all. Like I said, 8.5. But there was some stuff where I could have did without. But, but yeah, still a good show overall. Again, 1999 is one of my favorite years. So when I say it's not even one of the stronger ones, it's like it's not horrible. What did you think about this one?
Give it about 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. That's fair. So again, next week we will be covering the Saint Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view.
Oh, damn it.
We have reviewed the next Raw episode, which is the February 13th, 1999 show. So if you want to find that, go check that in our archives. So St. Valentine's Day Massacre coming up next time, whenever we get to that. And Tro, why don't you give him a dirty bird? Since again, halftime, you got to give him a dirty bird.
I'm sorry the Falcons lost.
Yes, the
But
Falcons.
I have a prediction. They will make it to the Super Bowl about 20 years from that point on
Yeah,
or so, and they will face, let's say, the Patriots. I think the Patriots by then might be a decent team.
you
And
think?
they're going to have a 20-3 lead, and they're going to end up winning, of course.
Well, there you go. Do you think that quarterback from Michigan will be involved in that game? What's the name of that?
I mean, he's just a young kid at this point. He's not even drafted.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna be eligible.
Drew Bledsoe is the future of the Patriots,
The kid's gonna be
along
eligible.
with along with Tim Couch.
Right? Kid's gonna be eligible to be drafted next year. So
Come on, that'd be like drafting Peyton's younger brother. Who would ever do that?
yeah, I think the team that did that is currently 0-1 in the current day.
I think the team that did that's won two more Super Bowls this millennium than the Bears did.
9-time NFL champions.
Well, you say that, and it doesn't really count. It's like the WHL championships that the
No,
WHL teams won. It doesn't count. It doesn't matter.
that, you're comparing minor league to the actual big league.
No. Are you saying that Wayne Gretzky started in the minor leagues of the WHL?
Oh, so that was. Oh, I see what you're talking about. But no, that's a big difference. It's still the NFL.
No,
That's not the NHL. It's a
no,
very
don't, no,
those championships absolutely count.
do not count.
9-time NFL champs, the second most in the history
That
of
is
the league.
like that is like saying the 1994 Expos won the World Series.
That is not like saying that because there was no
That is the
strike.
same.
There was no
We all know that
strike of
it was
those.
totally a strike. No one even remembers the 1960s in football except for Johnny Unitas
Yeah. We didn't
and
win
Red Star.
we didn't win in the '60s. That was like the one decade we didn't win in. That's
We
why
haven't
nobody
won since.
remembers. Yes, we have. We won in '85.
You won one time against the Patriots. Big
That
whoop.
was that was
Beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl. Then talk to me.
We have a 10th NFL title coming up real soon. Don't worry about that. Caleb,
No,
bring it.
you guys have one NFL title.
No, we have 9, and we have a 10th coming real soon.
No, you have one. Uno. I understand that math. I know. I know math isn't our strong point, but last time I checked, 4 is bigger than 1.
Last time I checked, 9 is bigger than. What do you guys have? Like
That
6
doesn't.
NFL
Well, too
titles?
bad those don't count.
Oh, they absolutely count. I don't know how many NFL titles the Giants have. Let me see, but they definitely don't have more than 9.
Probably not. Probably not that many. We weren't really good for that. We were on the ending of the. We were on the losing end of most of the best games ever. So
And that is why you think they don't count. But the Giants have
Well, they
one,
don't count because they don't count.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so they have 8. They have four.
Oh,
Four.
Mister, we have 9.
Yeah, we still got more than you guys.
We have what? You that would have really blown up in your that would have really blown up in your face if we had 10.
But you don't. I know you don't.
That would have blown up in your face
There's
if
only
we
one.
had 10.
There's only one team, and I hate who it is, but there is only one team that has more NFL titles than us. You have 4 before the Super Bowl and 4 in the Super Bowl era, so you have 8.
Because we're that damn good.
You're not
We're
better than
good.
us.
We're good, and no matter what kind of era it is,
9 is better
versus
than
the
8.
AFC or versus the NFC.
9 is better than 8.
No, because yours don't count. No one cares about the Bears.
Oh well, they're gonna care. A lot of people are starting to care about us. I'll tell you that.
Who am I? Oh no, the ball! Oh, the defenders are coming to me. I better run. Oh no, I'm in freaking them.
One game, and he's still already, even with that performance, he's already better than Daniel Jones. Because at
They
least
have the same amount. They have the same amount of touchdown passes this
they
week.
they don't have the same amount of picks.
Well, I'm
And
also going to say this: Daniel Jones might have not thrown a touchdown this week, but he does have more passing yards than that loser in Aaron Rodgers.
that's that's good.
Just saying.
So he's better than Aaron Rodgers, but he's not better than
Well,
Caleb.
obviously he's better than Aaron Rodgers, and obviously he's better than Caleb Williams.
No, he's not better than Caleb Williams. He has more picks than Caleb. Caleb didn't
Well,
turn.
one of those wasn't. Caleb doesn't have an offensive line, but he's also not. That's because Caleb Williams didn't throw the ball enough for it to happen. He's too busy running away from everyone.
Well, you could still turn the ball over without throwing it. He didn't turn the
He's
ball
not
over.
gonna. He's not gonna fumble. He's not gonna fumble the ball. He's not that crazy.
Well, if you get hit, you could end up fumbling the ball. He got hit a few times. He didn't lose it.
Of course not, because you guys were facing the fucking Titans. The
Titans
suck.
have a good defense. Titans have a good defense.
Oh yeah, they looked real good.
Not
Is
better
that
than
is that your excuse?
they're not. Their defense isn't better than us. No, but the thing is, it's only one game. It's only one game. No
Amazing.
matter who they played, it's only one game. Doesn't mean
Amazing what happens when you're correct. I'm just saying, you guys hyped up freaking Caleb Williams to a point that
and
I
there's
thought he
still
was going to be the greatest of all time.
and there's still plenty of time for his greatness to come out. It's only one game.
No, he's a bust.
Look at Peyton Manning's rookie career. Did he come out and light it up right away?
Well, he had a bad season.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to cut this off now. I'm gonna tell you why when we end the stream, but I'll let you know in a minute. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to Math and Makeup. Thank you to Christian. And if you like this review, please subscribe. We'll have more coming your way. Thank you to everybody who's watched. We will see you later.